Udja, good rising and great awakenings. Welcome to day 8 of 21 days of self-care and global prayer, healing post-traumatic slave syndrome with sound. This is a system or a protocol that came to me a few years ago, and I took myself through the process once a week for 10 weeks. And at the end of the 10 weeks, something amazing happened. So I decided to try it again, one a day for 21 days, because they say 21 days is how long it takes for something to become like a habit or something. So far, my biggest challenge has been uploading the videos. The protocol work doesn't take that long, but like the video for day 7 took maybe 5 hours for it to load to YouTube, and I don't want to start doing something else and forget about it, so I try to just stay on top of it. And so it's been a bit of a challenge, and I wonder, is this really good for my self-care? But I'm really excited to be sharing the protocols with those of you that might be interested in applying it to your own self-care. Like I said before, if you don't have the tuning forks, you can use energy work, you can use crystals, stones. It's just based on, or acupressure. It's just based on meridians and extraordinary vessels. I'm not even really working with the chakras. I'm focusing on the meridians and extraordinary vessels for this protocol. And of course, I'm also following along with the work of Dr. Joy DeGruy with her healing post-traumatic slave syndrome. She had these 10 Sankofa steps listed in her workbook that are good for like meditation or intentions and affirmations. So I've been using those as well. And the Sankofa step for day 8 is build upon strengths past and current. So of course that would mean, well, I interpret that to mean ancestral strengths, wisdom, knowledge, teaching, tools, technology that our ancestors left for us to utilize during this time. And then also our own strengths is causing me to look at my strengths, because the way I'm wired, I tend to focus on my weaknesses. So focusing on my strengths, past and current. And the meridians for this session are the ear points. And we're following the work of crossing healing hands, healing works. And she says the sympathetic point is to balance the autonomic nervous system. The Shen Wen for settling and bringing comfort to the heart and to the mind. The kidney to warm a freeze response and help people find a sense of safety in themselves. The liver to soften anger, help the eyes see new possibilities to unwind the fight response. And the hippocampus to ease the mind's grip on traumatic memory, to bring relief to overcharged sensate memories that manifest as nightmares and flashbacks, complete with odors and images. And the thing about trauma is that until it's dealt with energetically, it'll just stay in your energy field, and you can pass it on to your children and grandchildren, which is what many of us today have inherited from our ancestors, is this this residue or impressions in our RU from slavery days. And it can also be from our past lives. So like I said, I don't show the whole healing work, but I'll just show a few glimpses of my self-care. So I found these great charts online. Ear acupuncture points, which I had not ever done on myself before. I've done it on some clients. And we're not dealing with needles, so with the tuning forks, this has to be in the general area and not, you know, trying to get an actual point in your ear. So it was suggested to use the hippocampus and the tones that I use for today's session, based on the chart from May 17th. And the first thing I noticed when I looked at the chart was that Mars is in Aquarius, which is ruled by Neteru, or Uranus. And that Uranus, Neteru, is in Chamut Alman, which is ruled by Mars. So we've got this parallel thing with Mars and Uranus, or Set and Neteru. So I chose those tones, Set and Neteru, to represent the battle between the higher and lower self, the spiritual aspirations and the ego. And then I also added Anpu and Asar. Anpu to open the ways, and soul, Asar is the soul. Because of the unique relationship that these cosmic forces have as far as the Netarian tradition goes. So the hippocampus is, and I'm really estimating, but I definitely am feeling something. The kidney. Makes me shake. And then the extraordinary vessels worked on the yin way and the yang way. Yeah, I'm really feeling the ones from the working on the ears. I guess because I did some of them twice. I don't know. Okay, so the extraordinary vessels. The yin way is the pericardium heart protector, helps to unwrap the heart chakra. Trauma that's left unresolved, the heart gets less and less space to express itself. And the yang way is the one about the Xiao Yang pattern, autoimmune disorders, pathogens stuck in the body, etc., etc. Okay. And then, of course, the high frequency forks, which are amazing. That's the self-care summary. Stay tuned for the global prayer, which is based on the intentions and the readings and the chart for today, for day 8. Build upon strengths, past and current. Udja. As stated in the self-care summary for Sankofa step, day number 8 of 21 days of self-care and global prayer, healing post-traumatic slave syndrome. I mentioned that the tones that I'm using tonight are for Mars and Uranus, because Mars is in Sidereal Aquarius and Uranus is in Sidereal Aries. And these represent the cosmic forces or deities of Neteru and Set. And they play a prominent role in the Asarian myth and also in our journey towards enlightenment, because we have a daily consistent battle between our lower ego and our spiritual aspirations, or played out on the global scale. We actually have a spiritual battle going on right now between the forces of goodness and the forces of evil or darkness. And it's a battle that we're all having to face internally, and then when you put it all together, it shows up as a global battle. I guess that's how I put it. And we all have to dig deep right now and focus on what really matters, what's really in alignment with nature and Ma'at. So the Sankofa step for day 8, Sankofa step number 8 is build upon strengths, past and current. And that, of course, makes me think of our ancestors and the legacy that they left for us, even though it was taken away and cut up into pieces and scattered all over the world. Now it's time for the people of the 4 directions to come together according to the Hopi and each share a piece of the truth that they have. And I have spent the last 20 or 30 years studying indigenous cultures and spiritual practices from the 4 directions, and now I'm focused on Kemet because they all stem from Kemet. All the spiritual practices, traditions, cultures, they all have roots in Kemet. And so to me, building upon strengths past and current means building upon the Kemetic legacy that they left for us, to build upon and adapt and rejuvenate, bring back to life, bring back to practice. And then when I look upon my own strengths, past and current, I think my greatest strength has been with music, being able to put teachings to music. And that's what I've been doing for the past 30 years. So it's probably time for me to release more music, more CDs. But anyway, on a global scale, we need to return to our ancestral legacy, the old ways of living, eating, thinking, practicing. I think those are our greatest strengths. We've been forced to accept the ways and the strengths of our oppressor, and that's how we've gotten to where we are right now. I think it's a fear of death that keeps us from standing for our rights. All right, so another thing that I had written down for this step is willingness to do together no matter what. Selfless service and clearing blocks. So here we go. Do a sar, do a set, do a heru, do anpu, do a sar, do a set, do a heru, do anpu, nupu a sar, nupu set, nupu heru, nupu anpu, nupu asar, nupu set, nupu heru, nupu anpu, Do a sar. Do a send. Do a heru. Do an poo. Do a sar. Do a send. Do a heru. Do an poo. Nuku a sar. Nuku send. Nuku heru. Nuku anpu. Nuku sar. Nuku send. Nuku heru. Nuku anpu. Udja.